Hello and welcome to another episode of In the Wheels, the show that champions all riders from world champs to weekend warriors, where everyone has their story to tell. And today's story is from Charlotte Lissaman, but we just call her Lottie. I didn't mean to government name her really, but we do talk about that in the episode, and we also talk about all her idols. Riding mountain bike and cyclocross, and also getting selected for World Cups and all the future plans that she has. And yeah, it was a delight. She's a great rider, and I can't wait to see how she progresses through the sport. Yeah, so sit back and enjoy, really. Well, hello. Thank you so much for joining me and putting up with all the techie issues that we've had just to even get to this point. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. Just about there. Um, it's an easy way to start, as always, but how did you get into cycling as a sport?
It's a bit of a weird one, really. My granddad and my dad both raced motorbikes. So we
Okay.
started racing around Mallory Park Circuit on little
Mm.
balance bikes. And I was really awful.
Mm.
I just sort of got forced along because my sister was going. And then it all sort of went from there that I suddenly sort of started riding a bit quicker. Yeah, and then it's all sort of progressed. Like I went through all the local leagues and then nationally and now internationally.
Wow, that's crazy. Because I've been to Mallory Park a couple of times. That, like, for someone using a balance bike, I imagine those hills are quite something at that point. Like, they're
Oh
bad
yeah.
enough as an adult. Like,
I had a little Valentino Rossi painted wooden
oh
balance bike.
my God, like the little doctor, I love it. Like, yeah. So, like, then I say growing up as if you're like a senior with many years behind you, but like, was there anyone you looked up to within cycling, or was it always like the motorcycling side that took over?
I think because there's always been like G and then like Lizzie Deignan and stuff who have always been like the British people you've seen riding.
Hmm.
Then I think as I've got more into sort of how watching road racing, watching mountain bike and stuff, I've then learned about more and more people. And then sort of even just like even this not the small races, because I don't think you can really be pro
Hmm.
and not be good, but
Hmm.
like the lesser known riders then like joining on and learning their stories has sort of inspired me, I'd say.
Oh wow, that's see, I love that, and I'm also that old that like G was still riding for Barlow World when I started getting into cycling. And like he was one of the youngest riders at the tour. I think I'm not sure whether he's managed both now within his career, whether he was the youngest and the oldest at the tour. Feel like
Probably.
he might have got close, like by the time he retired, and that is also my issue. Is people with my birthday are like retiring. I'm like, that doesn't feel nice. Like, I thought I still had a chance. But no, like looking at your Palmares, it seems very much like off-road based in terms of competing in the sport. Like, how did you get into sort of the racing side and the competitive part of cycling?
Yeah, I started off on the road just doing like little local leagues, but this was
Mm,
like it's like an under eight.
yeah.
And then it sort of then like my friends were saying, "Oh, try some cyclocross in the winter." So it's brilliant. It doesn't hurt when you fall off. So sort of yeah, we really got into that, and that led me up. Like I'm still doing it now, but then as an under 14, because I was doing triathlon up until top year under 14, and then I got to top year under 14, quit triathlon, and then I was like, I don't have anything to do in the summer. So I
Mm,
took up mountain bike as a bit of a keeping myself busy, and it's just sort of blown up from there that I've started doing, yeah, a lot more.
Yeah, I kind of love that though. It's like, because normally if someone does cyclocross, it's like, oh, they either came from the techie side of mountain bike and gone into cyclocross, or they came from the road side and they're not like they've got the engine for road, but not the techie like skills for cross. And it's kind of no, you started as cross and then moved away. Which is your favored though of the two? Like,
I think it depends what season it is at the moment. 'Cause, like I'll be sat in my in mountain bike season now, and I'm like, mountain bike's the best. I don't know why I do cross, and then I'll get into cross and just love it. And yeah, they both have their good and bad things, but they're just both so enjoyable, I think.
yeah, it's like, oh, what was it? Oh yeah, it's when I was sorry, my brain's gone a bit today. When I was a teacher, like if you asked which my favorite class I had, it was like whichever class wasn't in front of me was usually the one. It's like almost what you experienced, but in reverse. It's like if I was teaching year nines, I'd be like, ah, I wish I had year eights right now. And then when I was teaching year eights, I was like, actually, year nine wasn't that bad. Give me them back. Like, um, but yeah, like as you say, things have really exploded and changed. How's because this cyclocross season you did some World Cups. Like, how does it feel? And is it any different racing like a national trophy to then racing at like Dendermonde or I can't remember exactly where you raced. I
Yeah.
want to say Dendermonde and Koksijde.
Yeah. I think it was unexpected, I think, for me to like I wasn't expecting to be selected to go.
Mm,
So that like the whole process of it, like you track your trap like because I've been over to Belgium for cross before, but not to any of the big races. So
mm,
I think even just the whole process of traveling over in like a team environment that GB gave us was incredible. And then you
mm,
got like the races that even like because you think of the British cross rounds that we've had this season, the fields have been pretty small and the courses have been questionable sometimes. So I
mm.
think then going over and doing a course like Coxsider, which is such a recognizable course
Yeah.
and it's ridiculous, was then like I suddenly had a field of 40 riders instead of 10, and the course was just relentless, and it was just such a step up, and I think it was the step up I sort of needed to be able to know where I need to push myself.
Mm. Yeah, that's interesting. It's kind of like you have to see what the deep end feels like to
Yeah.
then like go, oh yeah, this is how I can get to belonging there.
Yeah.
Um, And yeah, did it ever like freak you out when you see your like full government name versus like, because like on all socials it's Lottie, and that's as far as I know. Like, I'm presuming that's your preferred name. I mean, why wouldn't
Yeah.
it be like? And then to see like your full name on a start sheet, it's like, does it take you out of it, or are you just like, oh, okay, like this is I'm used to it.
It definitely made it seem so much more serious because
Oh yeah, of course.
it's suddenly then like, oh my God, this is like something, I'm actually going to this. And it's
Mm,
like I was doing course practice at the same time as Matthew van der Poel, and I was like, oh my God.
yeah, God. That's yeah, and just like even because you mentioned like having that team element, did that mean then that GB provided Swannies for you? So like pit crew, and because then you're going from like I would presume using a parent or a friend or like whatever, and then going, oh no, I've got this quote unquote professional, which is someone I'm not used to though. Like, did that take time to adjust to, or what was that like?
Well, because at the British rounds, I literally have my dad there.
Mm,
So, because although I have Pine Sport, which are like they're my team at the moment and they're brilliant, like they support me in and around races. But then then going to this World Cup, like at Coxsider, it was a fully supported trip. So we had like I'd do course practice and give my bike over to someone and they'd clean it, wash it, and then give it back to me perfectly running, which is not well, obviously my bike, yeah. But I'm not used to just giving my bike off to someone and saying, sort it out, please. And then
Yeah.
yeah, it was such like a bizarre concept to be at a race but not really be doing anything other than racing.
I guess, yeah. Do you think that's so I've always been in two minds whether like I kind of like the self-supported way round of doing things because you learn so much more than like just by do it like having to look after your training, your warm up and things like that versus being told like yes, that's the expertise and that makes it easier for you to race, but then there's elements where you don't feel as connected and you're almost pampered and like do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like,
think there's definitely positives to both
mm,
because it was so much easier at Coxsider to literally have like no stress.
yeah,
But then I'm the kind of person who, like in a race morning, I'll keep doing things. Like I won't sit still. So
mm,
then to have literally knowing I have nothing to do for an hour and a half until I need to get on the rollers was a bit of a weird one.
yeah. I mean, there's only so many Sudokus you can do in that time as well. Oh God. Yeah, 'cause, yeah. But like, I guess, where's your ambitions lying currently with cyclocross? Like, are you wanting to race more internationally? Are you thinking just keep it to national trophy next year? Like, where's your head at with regards to your cyclocross
Yeah.
capabilities?
Um, well, I've had really varied results in cross in the past because I
Hmm.
won national champs as an under 14 and then sort of struggled with illness and injuries throughout under 16s. And then this year it's kind of picked back up again.
Hmm.
So it's sort of always been a bit of a question mark about cross, like, am I going to have a good race or not? Like, I'm not that. I got more consistent, but it's not like a 100%. I'm going to be on the podium every British round.
Hmm.
And then with the changes in the British rounds next season that they're not UCI anymore, it's not for me to travel. Like some of the rounds are like 4 or 5 hours away,
Hmm.
whereas I could travel 4 or 5 hours to Belgium and get a UCI race with a lot more experience.
Yeah.
So I think that's the sort of attitude we're taking into the season coming, that we'll travel abroad quite a lot more than normal because just purely because there's not much reason for me to stay and do the British rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I guess it's then up to British organisers to try and do what they can. I can't
Yeah.
remember whether like because Hope is sometimes on, but I
Yeah.
don't know whether that's well, I know it does UCI, but I don't know whether they do it down to junior level. Um, I probably should be more connected with that sort of thing. But yeah, obviously if the UK is not being able to provide you what you need, then you're going to go elsewhere and spend your money to get abroad. Yeah, that's not easy either. Like, 'cause that takes money and
It's
time.
definitely a more expensive way, but I think for me to be able to get the experience, and then with the lack of British based teams, the only way really to get noticed by people is to go abroad.
Mm, yeah,
So I think it's sort of non-negotiable, and then hopefully I'll be doing a few more World Cups and stuff. So then I should get a bit more experience.
yeah, of course, and that kind of builds itself as well because if you do World Cups, then you get better gridding, and then better gridding means better placing, which then gets better gridding, which then like kind of
Yeah,
yeah, just it's a cyclical thing where you just continue advancing,
yeah,
and that's what we want to see. Um, but apart from that, I want to talk then about cross country. Um, how are you feeling with that? Because I know you got, was it 12th at Bagnolas?
yeah.
Which is,
Chelva, I think. Yeah, 12th
oh,
Chelva.
I apologize, but yes, you got 12th there, and then was it a race in Banyoles and then Barcelona as well, or is that
It was a
one and the
race
same?
in Banyoles.
Got you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite new to mountain bike because I only really started. I think my first full season I did was as a bottom year under 16. Like
Mm.
it's all, I'm relatively new to the whole thing. So I think technically I've had to take quite a drastic, like it's been quite a steep learning curve.
Mm.
And then like as you'll know, around Rutland there's basically no mountain bike. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, you say that. I always used to go to Rutland Water as a youngster and just ride round the whole
yeah,
like 25 miles if you could around the whole reservoir, but it's not
there's not
it's a
much.
flat county.
Yeah.
Like that's
So
the issue.
yeah, so there's definitely a lot of traveling involved, which I think is why I didn't really get involved in it as a younger age, like at a younger age.
Mm.
But I was lucky enough as a second year under 16 to get onto the NSR program with my coach Rick. He's still my coach now, who runs it, and it was such like an eye opener because it was so like my school times. I'm at school 8 till 6, 6 days a week, quite often. So it's quite a lot to fit in. And then suddenly I had a coach who was really accommodating and found ways for me to fit in the lack of mountain biking near me
Mm.
and also my school hours. And then that really allowed me to progress to where I am now because I got to see like it is actually possible.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm glad you've got that. Those school hours sound insane, by the way. Yeah, I, why any school would do that. I have suspicions of which type of school that could be, but we'll save that for when we're not recording. Um, but like, yeah, I guess one question I had is like, what type of rider are you then? Because cyclocross isn't super long. It's what, 45 minutes usually. And then mountain biking, like XCO is, I guess, an hour and maybe an hour and a quarter if you're like
Yeah.
towards the back, maybe, or like on lead lap, but towards the
Yeah.
end of the lead lap, you know what I mean? Like, are you sort of super explosive or how do you see yourself as a rider?
I'm not really sure,
Okay.
honestly, but I'm like I really like the sort of short, sharp climbs, and
Mm.
then you do a little bit of techiness. Like Chelver's course was pretty good, like almost perfect for me. Because
Okay.
it's like it's not really a short climb, actually, it's quite a few minutes long, but you've got like a climb up, little descent, another little climb, and then it's just like that the whole way around. So I'm not like long, sloggy climbs probably
Mm.
aren't my sort of best, yeah. But the sort of shorter, sharper stuff, I tend to have a bit of a punch on.
Yeah, I guess yeah, there's sort of yeah, it is a punchy climb, isn't it? Where you can almost sprint up it if you like it's a bit of a long sprint, but you could.
Yeah,
Um yeah. That's good. And do you prefer a longer race where it's like really hard all the way round, or do you prefer like short track where it's yeah, it's hard, but it's like 20 minutes, it's not an hour.
I think coming from like a cross background, I tend to do better the worse like the conditions or the harder the
Hmm.
course is. So I think the longer it gets, the better I tend to do because it's just the more and more brutal it gets, the better in a way.
Yeah. I guess you're one of those weird people then who opens the curtains and goes, "Oh, it's raining. Fantastic. Like, that's what I wanted."
I'm definitely someone who does a rain dance before races.
I couldn't abide. Like, yeah, there's nothing worse than getting wet and cold. Actually, no, there is one thing getting wet that's worse, which is getting wet and cold and dropped. Like that's the worst feeling in the world. Um, so yeah, like I guess a couple of questions I had for you are like, what then is success for you within cycling? Like, say we've gone 5 years in the future, what would you have to achieve to go, oh yeah, I've been successful and I'm happy with that?
I think I've always been told as long as I'm enjoying it,
Hmm.
results will come. So, like, I think the main thing for me is that if I'm still riding a bike in 5 years and enjoying it, that's such a huge win. And then I'd obviously still like to be at the front racing abroad and everything.
Mm.
Like, because what age? Well, I think I'll still be an under 23.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, but definitely like trying to challenge still at the front, and hopefully I'll have had a bit more experience internationally. So, getting to
Hmm.
do bigger and better races and bigger and better courses would definitely, yeah.
Yeah, of course. And then what, like, say I've got some magical powers and I can allow you to win any race in the world, but that's it. Like, you win that race and that race alone. You can get podiums, you can get top fives, top tens, but you'll never get another win apart from this one. What would you pick?
I think it's always got to be the Olympics,
Okay.
just because it's obviously only once every 4 years, so it's sort of yeah, but it's just, I think it's such an incredible race and it's got such, like, not prestige, but like kind of prestige around it that I
Hmm.
think winning it would just, yeah.
I guess then the question is, would it be in XCO or would it be in cyclocross? Because now there is talk at time of recording that the Winter Olympics might allow cyclocross to get involved. Would you want your Olympic gold to be in cyclocross or XCO?
I on I think XCO purely
Okay.
because it's a more worldwide sport, whereas cross
Okay.
is obviously there's a lot of Belgian riders, there's a lot of Dutch riders, whereas mountain bikers, there's people from pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. See, for me, I'm the opposite. I'd like if I had that choice, I'd want the cyclocross because then in this hypothetical world, that means cyclocross has been allowed into the Olympics by
Yeah.
then, and that's guaranteed that that sport can get showcased too. Um, but yeah, I do like how mountain bike has a lot more kind of diversity, I guess. Like honestly, I don't think there's enough diversity in cycling. I have said this publicly before. Like there's not a lot of non-white people doing cycling. There's no openly gay male pro cyclists, which like that there's just not a lot of inclusion.
Yeah.
And I think cycling could be doing so much better. I think mountain biking has got that range of certainly range of nationalities. Um, because you have like Avancini for a long time in Brazil. So yeah, it's kind of
I think,
definitely interesting.
yeah, I think it's difficult because, like, you look at, like, because obviously now I'm in mountain bike, I've been doing the Junior World Series.
Mm,
There's races for them, like, all over. There's some races in China, there's races in Australia, like, there's races basically everywhere for it. Whereas you look at the cross calendar, you're not really
hmm.
leaving Europe.
No, and then it's like America, and a lot of the pros don't bother because it's a long way to travel for not a lot of gain.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I do get it. Like the worldwide calendar is. Is there anywhere that you've kind of earmarked to go then that you're like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to going to that event?
Um, Not like specific events for them, but like there's Holst cross course, which just it's amazing. Like it,
Hmm.
yeah, that's probably one of the ones I want to race the most. And then probably Nova Mesto mountain bike,
Oh yeah.
because that's again, they're both extremes of each discipline, but they're both such like what not well they are well known, like just such insane courses that I'd just love to even just ride around them.
Yeah, well, hopefully you get to. What else is in the works for 2026/7, I guess, if you're already looking forward to cross? Like, yeah, what's ahead for
um
the seasons?
I think for this mountain bike season, I've got Battle on the Beach next month, which obviously
Hmm.
isn't a mountain bike race, but that's sort of my starting point. And then I'm sort of picking and choosing, I think, with the British Nationals, which
Hmm.
ones I want to do, and then trying to get abroad. There's some Three Nations Cups, and then hopefully some more UCI Junior World Series. Are definite like we're trying to get across for, and then hopefully, obviously, Euros and Worlds, but that sort of depends.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Well, I look forward to seeing how you get on at them. Hopefully there's a world selection in the offing for your future. Um, and yeah, like the only question I'd like to finish on is how can people follow you in the metaphorical sense on social media?
Yeah, my Instagram is lot.liss, and I'm trying to post a bit more at the moment because I've
Hmm.
definitely shied away from it in the past. So hopefully, I'm building a bit more of a platform to follow.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Well, I look forward to, as I say, I look forward to all that's coming in the 2026 season. And yeah, I just can't wait to see.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. That was another episode of In the Wheels. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. I pretty much always say that, but I always mean it as well. Lottie's great. I'm really thankful for the time she spent chatting with us, and can't wait to see where she ends up. If you did enjoy it, do let other people know. Do like, do subscribe, all those good things, because it does help the show grow. And until next time, we'll see you around.